Hey y'all, welcome back to Brand Murphy Garage. Today I'm going to show you these new cylinder heads I picked up. Um, they are not what I thought they were when I first saw them be listed. I thought I was going to go pick up a set of 186 heads, but they actually ended up being 185s. You know, from a distance, you can kind of mistake that for a 186 instead of a 185. Either way, I traded an old set of rocker arms for these things. That's about it. So even though these aren't the performance cylinder head that I was looking for, I kind of want to explain why I still got these. Because the real only good thing that these heads have going for them is they have a 70cc chamber, not a 76. But we may do some work on these and see if we can get them to perform a little bit better. See, back when I was building my 334, I went ahead and started doing some port work to the 416 heads that are on that came with the 305. I blended the bowls a little bit, opened up the ports, like port matched the gasket, that type of thing. It was a very, very long process because I was doing it with cartridge rolls. I kind of want to refine those skills just a little bit, so I think I'm going to go ahead and buy myself a set of carbide bits and start really playing around with porting and pocket porting heads. And I figured these guys would be the perfect candidate for them. So even though they weren't the heads that I was expecting, I figured, it'd probably cost me $100 or so to go to the junkyard and pick up a set of heads out there. So traded my old rocker arms that I have no use for these, and now these are going to be my guinea pigs. But I think we're at a pretty good basis. I already took these two valves out, as you can see. And, there's a lot to work with in there. So a lot that can be improved. These heads aren't exactly horrible, I guess, but they're not the greatest. I think they are kind of considered to be a little better than in terms of like cracking, than the 882s. So these are pretty strong heads. I don't think you're going to run into much problems structurally with them, but having a 172 intake valve kind of limits the potential out of them. Now, I had a buddy that said you could run a 194 in these and do some porting, and they would actually become pretty decent. And if you decked them and got them down to about a 68cc chamber, they actually become okay little, almost like a budget build head. So I'm actually going to talk to one of my machine shops and see how much it would cost to cut these out for 194 valves. If it's way too pricey, like more than I want to spend, like if it's over like, let's say $200, which it's probably going to be, then I'm just going to say screw it and just keep running the 172 valves in here. Because like I said, I bought these to practice my porting, turning them into something else, like reducing the chamber a little bit and getting bigger valves for it. That's just extra icing on the cake if I end up liking the work that I did to port these heads. So what I am thinking I'm going to do, to spend a little bit of money just to kind of like check my work, right? So I think I'll take one of these heads completely untouched and get them flowed and see what they run basically stock, from the factory. What do these flow? And then I'll take the other head after I do my pocket porting and see what I can get them to flow after I've done some work to them, and then go from there. I don't know what I'm going to do with the heads post porting. If I may try to sell them to someone like wanting to do just like a mild build for a truck, something like that. I may just shelve them and have an extra set of heads laying around if I ever need an extra set of heads. I don't see why I would unless I start making it big and, have a bunch of vehicles sitting in my yard, and daily drive an old C10 or something and whatever. But I may just keep them after that just to like see, because if no one wants them, there's really no use in going to scrap them. I mean, you're probably only going to get $10 for a set of heads at the scrapyard. So we'll see what happens, but I'm very interested to see how well I do with a little more targeted porting on these heads, just to see. Because if I ever do find myself a good set of 186s with 194 valves in them, then I'll probably do some porting to those, because I've heard that you can port 186s and they flow really well. And yeah, so thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below on what you think I should do with these heads. You know, if I should try to put bigger valves in them or something like that. And if you're not doing it already, subscribe. Doing a whole bunch of stuff on the channel here. Just as a quick side note, if you haven't checked out the video of the SY1, go do that. This is a pretty cool piece that I found, but I think it would be super cool to run this with a set of 186s with 194 valves on the 30 or the 334. You know, maybe put some pop-up pistons in there, get us up to about 11-to-1 compression. That would be a fun little engine. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I know it's a 305 base. I don't care. That would be neat. You know, maybe with a what is that new Edelbrock VRS 750 on top of there. Play with the jetting, stagger the jetting, kind of like Smokey Yunick said to do with that intake. That'd be a hot little engine. Have a good one, y'all.